Oh, nobody got time for that. Damn. Alright, today we're going to be messing around with this Riftsin. Kick assassin that's using a Rift rune word and a War Scepter. Key thing about this that separates it from most of the builds that other people use is this one's using Dragon Tail in addition to Tiger Strike. I think after the changes that they made in 2.4, I think that this is the best way to build the Rift assassin. So, key thing is, as you see, this Dragon Tail does 5,900 to 6k damage, which is partially physical, partially fire, mostly fire. So there's that to keep in mind. But then if you look at this Tiger Strike skill, charge 1, look at the damage buff, charge 2, and then charge 3. So you can get these charge ups, stack them up. Now if you look at the damage, I can do 65k damage. And that, hold up, let me get, I could do 90k damage with my kick, and that's majority fire damage, only like a couple thousand physical. But I mean, you can just like telly stomp something. This is it without any charge, just to get an idea. So we're kicking out tornadoes as well as frozen orbs from the Rift, and we're doing some magic damage. I don't know if the magic damage is actually translating into the kicks, but I know for the charge up, like right here, when you're doing the charge up skills, it's definitely giving you that magic damage. Alright, so let's take this and let's go to like Diablo, for example, since I'm hunting essences anyways. I'll show you all the gear afterwards. I was just kind of getting at the gist of the character in the start of the video. Let's just tell it. Actually, we can. Damn, that. We didn't have burst of speed on right there. That's why it seemed so slow when I got decrept. Because that was like abnormally slow. So we got 6,200 damage on our traps on swap. On the main hand we got 53. So we got our typical lightning sentry, death sentry, everything going on. But then for the boss, we can actually even lay down our traps for the boss and speed up the boss speed as well. Or you can just kind of meme and get your charges and telestomp and then, you know, take them out in one hit. Which I think is the coolest part about this build. Just being able to really do so much damage. And I can only imagine with Sundering Charms, this build's only going to get better. Because this is off ladder right here. And as you can see, even though like you kick faster and you get more orbs out of using Dragon Talon, I feel like Dragon Tail is just so much. I'd rather stomp an enemy and take them out in 1 or 2 hits than sit there and have to like machine gun while the whole pack. Another thing to keep in mind too is Dragon Tail, it has like this knockback effect. See that? It pushes, it has like a knockback and a stun. So you can basically just stun lock your enemies. Kind of like Bash from the Barbarian. So there's that. You got your traps. I'm gonna see if I can have. It's gonna be hard to have traps for Diablo without. I mean, have It'll be hard to have charges to hit Diablo with. So, I mean, you can use your traps and you can use your charges. I'll do another run just to show it, like with the charges, like I did on my YouTube Shorts video. This might wind up being a longer video because I feel like this is a more intricate type of character, and you really have a lot of options with this character. And I feel like there's a lot of, like, prior to 2.4, this attack, Dragon Talon, this right here, the really fast kick, this used to not miss ever since D2R came out. And so you would get your 7 kicks and you would just go and crush and blow Ubers and bosses down, and it took them out faster than anything. But then they changed it, which was a nerf to that skill, but it actually was a buff to everything else, because now every time you Dragon Tail with charges, it hits. Same thing with Dragon Talon as well, but I think now that change where they made it never miss buffed all the other skills as opposed to buffing Dragon Talon. I think Dragon Tail kind of edged it out of the competition after that change. See, like enemies like this, since we're primarily fire damage, I'll just let the lightning traps do the work on this. One big thing that really changes the damage is this Phoenix, because of this massive enhanced damage on the shield. And it doesn't hurt that it also has the Redemption Aura, which really does boost up your survivability a good bit.
I can't. Impossible.
And I mean, if we wanted to, we can also use Fade, make it easier on us with the survivability and everything. Because our res isn't very good, because we're basically a glass cannon with this build. But if you're doing like Worldstone Keep or something like that, you can use your Fade, get the benefit of. I guess to say add to traps or something. Whoa. Whatever server I'm on right now is laggy. Hopefully it's not like that next game. I could also just telestomp him instead of worrying about the traps. I could have telestomped him and then just one-shotted him even with like the 5 to 6k damage. 1 or 2 shot. This is players 1, by the way. This is on Battle.net. Alright, let's get... Here's how you meme. Oh shit, but you go the right way. Technically a one-shot. We'll call that a one-shot. Now, let me go through the, is it Schaefer's? No, it's not. Alright, let's go through all the gear real quick. So we got Rift. We got 320 gloves. I like these just because they boost up your Tiger Strike percentage. Like if you look at this, 2700, you get an extra 180% ED just from wearing these gloves. So I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Raven Frost, you need that unless you had like a sham in your helmet. But I have like a enhanced damage jewel in there. I got Arachnid Smash, BK Ring, Goblin Toes. You can use Gore Riders. Gore Riders would be better for Ubers, or if you just want faster run walk speed even, you could do that. Got Phoenix, Mara's. You can also use Atmas. I like to use Atmas against Baal because that that amp damage really does help, just because you're not going to one-shot Baal And also you're going to run out of charges and have to hit him again with your charge up skill against Baal a lot of times. I'm trying to actually develop a technique between switching between charge up and finishing move, because I think you might only need to get one orb finisher in order to take out Baal quicker, because spending all the time hitting him like constantly like this and then using your attack doesn't seem ideal, when like previously you used to just telly stomp Baal and just spam this and you would just crush and blow him to death. But since that got nerfed, this is what we have. We have usually either having charges and telly stomping Baal and hitting him with this, or not having charges. You build up charges on Baal or on one of his like little tentacles that comes up out of the ground. You hit that shit, get your charges, then you stomp him. And then once you start missing, then you hit him again with that shit. So there's that. We got CTA and Spirit on swap, as most builds do. Then we just got all martial arts skillers in here just to get as much as we can. Look at this sweet 35 to life one. 30 to life one too. I got pretty good charms on this character. Got Torch and Annie. And then we just got some res charms for the small charms. Got a 7 magic find. Got 2 of those. This is a 6 with some lightning damage. This might be better on my Tesla than Aradin because of that lightning damage. But that's all the gear right there. Let me show the skill tree. So I maxed out Dragon Tail and maxed out Tiger Strike. All the other ones are just 1 points. So Dragon Tail, Tiger Strike, those are the main ones for this build. Then we got 4 points into Burst of Speed so we could get the most IAS out of it. 1 point in the other ones. Then for our traps, maxed out Lightning Sentry, and then ideally you would have maxed out Lightning Sentry, max Charge Bolt, max Shock Web, but you'd have to be, you can't even get Shock Web fully maxed because you got to put your 1 point in Death Sentry. And then you could sacrifice some of the martial arts skillers to get stronger traps. If you're on a higher player count, you can kind of balance it out. I just wanted to get the strongest possible kicks that I can with the Dragon Tail. I actually managed to get a setup where I was running, I think it was an Andes with like a plus 14 max damage jewel in it, and then I had Bartucks on, and my maximum damage I could get out of Dragon Tail was like 105,000 damage or something like that. It was like 50 to 100,000 damage on the range with all the charges. And then the next one was like 70 something K. So I mean, you can hit for a shit ton of damage. So all that said, let's take this to Baal real quick so I can showcase the build some more. Stop rambling. Oh, our mercenary, by the way, Infinity Chains of Honor. It's just so we could boost up that Might Aura even higher. You know, get an extra 20% damage for us. You know, we get an extra 20, get an extra 40% damage from these. You know, maybe I could find some type of helmet that has +3 for the mercenary and then get an extra 10% on the Might Aura. But I mean, that's not really that big of a deal at this point. At this point, we're like going into crazy levels of min-maxing. Alright, let's put on... Yep, just in time. I'm not gonna mess around with these. I'm going straight there. I know I can't resist on all my videos, but I'm going straight to the source. As tempting as it is. Well, I mean, I guess I can show one area real quick. I can show you one little spot. see this and then just switch to my kicking side, and we got there we go. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, it's not weak by any means. And for these even, I can like just telly stomp and kick these. A lot of these really big, crowded areas, you're gonna want to just use your traps though. You're not gonna just want to run around in melee, you're gonna want to use... I don't even really think we need Death Sentry for this first wave. I think using all lightning sentries on that wave is actually the way to go, because otherwise they're all just gonna run across the room and get in the back and all that good shit. This one, the Death Sentries are a little bit better. Kicking with the wrong hand right there. That would have been a one shot on him. Look at the difference. Well, it's still 11k right there, but so I mean, you could do Travancore without a problem with this build, just with the Dragon Tail, as you just saw. I took them out with just the kicks. So yeah, for the boss fight, I definitely like using Burst of Speed. For everything else, having the Fade proc. The Fade proc. It's not even a proc. Having the Fade active is really useful just for the survivability.
I can't carry anymore.
You only really gain more from it. So I mean, you can still even use your Dragon Talon just as like something else to do, basically, at that point. Alright, so since we want to show the build in its best light, I think we should go and get our Atmos on real quick. Throw on the Atmos. And then also, in addition to that, even though we... Alright. You don't have to do this every time or whatever, but... So I mean, sometimes it seems like even just like his knockback that he does and everything can kind of slow your process down a little bit. So this might actually be a really good build to use a Pride Mercenary on, but I mean, I don't think that knockback is really your attack being interrupted. I think that's just getting knocked back. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it seems like, at least. This is one good thing you realize. Call to Arms has that IAS on it, so you can get faster trap laying skills on your offhand. This time I'm not gonna bother with getting the charges and shit before the fight. I'm just gonna go straight in there and then hit him with the Tiger Strike and the other shit. Cause I really think that there's like a technique between switching. I mean, sometimes it's hard to see when the boss is so damn big and your character model's being covered up. I wish there was maybe like another way to tell that your charges were were already and shit. Sometimes it's hard to visually see. There probably is some way and I just don't know about it. But who knows?
I can't carry anymore.
I don't think I really need to showcase this in cows. I'll link the YouTube short where I have this, like some clips, some really like crazy clips of this build in action, and I'll just pin that as the pinned comment or something like that. Because this video is already approaching 23 minutes and shit, and don't nobody got time for that. Don't nobody got time for that. Damn. Okay, yeah, fuck all that trying to... This build is a grower, not a shower. Just keep that in mind. I'll catch y'all in the next one.